Welcome back to the Global Goals Studio. We're talking to 3 activists on climate change. Vanessa, I just want to go back to the photograph that I referenced. You tweeted out that erasing you from that image was like erasing an entire continent. That's a very profound statement. Can you just talk further about what that means?
I was the only person from Africa that was at that conference. The rest of my fellow activists were from Europe. That was already disturbing enough because there wasn't full representation of the voices of the people from my communities. So I tried my best to ask media not to be biased in how it reports about the climate issues. And when I saw that article, I felt like my presence wasn't felt. I felt like I didn't even attend the press conference. So saying that you didn't just erase a photo, you erased a continent. It all started from the representation at that conference and media clearing everything that I had said and not including it. Africa has thousands and millions of voices that are speaking up. But erasure of one voice means erasure of all the other voices. Because if I am there and I'm the only activist from Africa, which is very disturbing, and then my voice is erased, that means that the story of Africa as a continent has been erased. And this has to change.
Amber, I'm so glad you're raising the issues of science and activism as well. Clearly, in the United States, there has been a lot of politics and political manipulation around science. What's your message? This is obviously an election period. What's your message for elected officials as they look at science across the board, whether it's climate, the pandemic? What would you say to them, since it is not just election week, but also the UN General Assembly?
Yeah. So when science was first conceived of so many years ago, it was seen as the ultimate truth. Other than that, like everything else is just opinion, subjective, and if anyone can have their own opinion about anything. But the beauty about science, the reason why it is so powerful is because it can join people from so many different languages, from so many different cultures who may not have the same types of ways that they're associated with their cultures, but they can agree on these fundamental facts. So my message to politicians is that science, if you choose to disregard it, you're choosing to disregard fundamental truth. It is our only version of the truth. And by doing so, you will ultimately lose the trust of the public and the people that you are serving if you're not willing to acknowledge that truth.
That's a great point.
Amber, Alexandria, Vanessa, thank you so much for joining us on Global Goals Studio. We look forward to watching you to make progress in these continuing battles. We know that we're going to hear so much more from you in the future. Thank you again. This is the Global Goals Studio.
This year, teachers are learning new ways to teach. Parents are learning to lesson plan, and young minds are learning a new normal. This year, we are all students. At Verizon, we're enabling the education that students deserve. With credentialed teacher training, free lesson plans for parents, and tech-enabled solutions for schools nationwide, it's Citizen Verizon in action, our plan for economic, environmental, and social advancement.